This is Kugan Cassius for IFLTV. Delighted to be joined. Well, I did have this on my list this morning, Mr. Aspinall. How are you, first of all?
I'm doing all right. More importantly, how are you doing, mate? It's been a long time.
It has been. I know we had a little catch-up on Zoom about a year ago, and we kind of check in every now and again, but I didn't expect to see you in this capacity, to be fair.
Me too. Mate, if you would have told me I was doing this 2-3 weeks ago, it would have been the last thing that I expected. So it's all good though. It's exciting.
I just asked Eddie Hearn, which I think is a fair question, after the whole Conor Benn situation, which was only a couple of weeks ago. Was it a case of Hearn going, all right, watch what I fucking do now? That kind of mentality. He didn't say it was strictly that, but there was obviously the timing of this makes us think that this little war between, if you want to call it that, between him and Dana, that not that you're being used as a pawn in that, but there is an element of that, isn't there, possibly?
Well, I didn't want to be a part of that. I think Eddie says it in a very corporate way, but I think the original thing that I said to Eddie is, I don't want to be a part of a dick measuring competition between you and Dana. That's the last thing I want to do. And listen, over the years I've met with, like me and my dad, who's my manager, have met with so many managers, commercial agents or whatever you want, people who represent fighters, and we've always been against it. And actually we went to Monaco this week, and listen, Eddie laid out the red carpet, got us a PJ, got us the whole thing, and I was literally showing up there being like, and listen, Eddie doesn't know this, so this is a bit exclusive here. I was literally like, I don't really want to do this. This is not something that I'm really interested in. But we got there.
Sorry, prior to the meeting, you weren't up for it, is that what you're saying?
It's not that, we spoke a couple of times on the phone and stuff. We had a Zoom. And I wasn't really, I don't want the drama, I don't want to be part of this whole point scoring thing. That was at the forefront of my mind, is that I don't want to be doing this point scoring weird thing. But listen, I sat down with Eddie, sat down with the silent assassin Frank Smith, who's a very nice guy. Listen, we spoke about it for like 6, 7, 8 hours. Spoke about everything, and it's something that I couldn't refuse. I really, really like Eddie, I really like Frank, I like what Matchroom are all about. And it works.
There was an interview that went out yesterday that Piers Morgan had done with Dana White. I don't know if you've watched it, but this is prior to obviously everyone learning about your signing with Matchroom Talent. But Piers Morgan did ask Dana White a few questions about yourself. He said that he hadn't spoke to you in a few months, that he wants to speak to you, that he does think you will return obviously to the cage. Did you watch that part about yourself? I'm assuming you have.
I've been sent the clip, yeah. I've been sent the clip. Pick up the phone and speak to me anytime you want. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
How would you describe your relationship with Dana currently then? How would you describe it?
Well, actually, as far as I'm aware, fighters don't really... I've never dealt with Dana, ever. I've dealt with another guy called Hunter. And I have a good relationship with Hunter. So I wouldn't really expect Dana... Like, I think it's been this thing where it's like, has Dana reached out to you? And it's like, no, he hasn't reached out to me, but he's never reached out to me before. So I'm not really that surprised by it. But I spoke to Hunter in the UFC plenty of times.
Prior to obviously you even... or Hearn reaching out and you guys meeting, were you kind of aware of their little back and forth? Were you keeping an eye on that just for, not because it's anything to do with you, but just watching it because obviously it was just entertainment to us, if that makes sense?
It's all a big soap opera, isn't it? Yeah, I was aware of it. I'm not someone who follows boxing that much. I'm a real casual boxing fan. I don't really know the ins and outs of the boxing world, to be honest, so I don't want to sit here and pretend like I'm a boxing expert, because I'm not. But I've seen little bits. I'm aware of the Conor Benn thing and all that stuff.
I mean, the initial, when we saw you and Hearn together, and I guarantee you, like, the majority of people in their head are thinking, hang on, Aspinall's coming over to boxing, which would have been huge, but just to clarify what you said there, that is not the case at all. If that was to happen later on in your career, it does, but your focus still as an MMA fighter.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got more work to do in the MMA space before I even think about anything else. Boxing isn't something that I'm against, but right now I'm like, it doesn't interest me at all, really. Like Eddie said, maybe it's something we'll explore a little bit before I've retired, but Right now, my focus is MMA.
Obviously, there's reports as well that Francis Ngannou is now a free agent. I spoke to Hearn about that. He said that he will be reaching out to him. So this is getting very interesting, isn't it?
I actually only just learned that he was a free agent. And listen, whether it's Francis Ngannou or any other fighter, whether it be MMA, boxing, whatever the combat sports be, we put our lives on the line for other people's entertainment. Everyone should get paid as much money as possible. So I wish him all the best.
I know you was asked this question earlier on about, which is undoubtedly UFC fighters are going to be asked about seeing, Zuffa Boxing, the figure reportedly, which has not been confirmed by Dana White, but reported to be 15 million, etc. That versus kind of the purses reported for the UFC. You did make some comment on there. What are your thoughts about that?
Oh, fucking hell, I want to get paid 15 million, obviously. But as I said up there before, we're all aware as MMA fighters, or UFC fighters, what we're signing up for. I know what's in my contract, I know how much I'm getting paid, same as any other fighter. So I wanted to do something about it, which is why I'm with Matchroom and Eddie. I signed up for the money that I'm getting in the UFC. That's my ceiling, I'm aware of it. But I want to explore other options where I can make more money outside of the octagon, outside of fighting, and that is something that Eddie, Frank, Matchroom will definitely help me out with.
What was your initial, obviously, you guys had never really spoken before. I think you've met a couple of times before, but your initial kind of meeting you had there, I could assume what Hearn would be like, obviously trying to kind of win you over, etc. But what were your first impressions, if you like, on that occasion?
Like you said, I've met Eddie a couple of times, but he's been to a couple of my fights, so it's just been like, hello, congratulations, whatever. I obviously know of Eddie and Matchroom. Like I said, I wasn't convinced at all until we sat down for a length, looked each other in the eyes, sat down for a day and spoke about the ins and outs of it all. Look, mate, Eddie and Frank are my kind of guys on a personal level, and that goes a long way with me. Like, I don't want to work with people I don't like and I don't get on with. They're my guys now. I like to think I'm their guy, and I will do what I need to do for them to be successful, and I'm sure, it works the other way as well.
So can you give us an update on your injury and how that's kind of going at the minute? You said that you kind of returned to training recently, but yeah, give us an update on that, mate.
I'm back in the gym. I still can't take any contact to the head yet, so mate, I've got nothing to brag about. Do you know what I mean? I'm just doing little bits here and there. But when I got the all clear from the doctor and I'm cleared, I will start looking at a fight date and start working towards that.
Do you think that could be the back end of this year?
It will be whenever I'm safe to do so. I ain't willing to risk my eyesight for no amount of money or no fight. Nothing is more important than my eyesight. So when everything's right with that, whether it be in a year, a month, 2 years, whatever it may be, I don't want to put a timeline on it. Whenever that is when I'll do it.
You was asked a good question there about, Eddie saying we're going to get you what you deserve. And the question was asked you about, what is it you think you deserve? It's a good question, but it's probably quite hard for you to answer that, isn't it, really?
I mean, I'm not a greedy guy. I don't live some mad flashy lifestyle. I've got no intentions of doing that. I literally pretty much still live the same as I did when I had no money. But I want to be compensated for, it might sound a little bit dramatic. Maybe I think about it more than other fighters might do. But I'm risking my health every time I step in there, and I want to be compensated for it. So I want to maximise that as much as possible. I think that, like I said, with the UFC contracts, we've got a ceiling of what we can earn. And I feel like my earning potential compared to what I'm getting paid is way higher. And oh my God, and I want to get paid more.
Do you, any element of, well, there's risk and everything, but with you being kind of the first name under this Matchroom talent agency, because there's no one to even ask about, get advice of about it apart from Hearn, but was there a risk element there? Did you think about that?
Well, there's definitely a risk, but no risk, no reward, innit? I don't know, they really won over my trust, Eddie and Frank. I really, like I said, I didn't want to just. I've had so many meetings. I can't tell you how many meetings me and my dad have had with agents, with commercial managers, with whatever you want to call the people who represent you in fight sports, and I feel like these are guys that we can go to war with. These are guys that we're going to have each other's back. I'll have their back, they'll have our back, and those are the people that I want to move forward with.
Got to ask, are you still hopeful that the John Jones fight will happen one day? Still hopeful?
I'm not hopeful. I think that ship sailed. Yeah, that's gone.
All right. Well, listen, Tom, much appreciate your time. This is a very interesting journey to see you two linking up. He claims to have made you a bigger star in the last 24 hours. I don't know, we'll have to check social numbers on that, but Eddie Hearn is claiming to have made you a bigger star since the announcement yesterday.
Yeah, he's getting a bit ahead of himself there, Eddie, I think. I feel like I've done a lot of good stuff in the sport. I don't think this is the pinnacle of it, but I think there's potential. There's a lot of potential to get a lot bigger commercially than where I already am. And Eddie and Matchroom are the guys to do that for sure.
Mr. Aspinall, much appreciate your time, and yeah, no doubt we'll probably see you in Liverpool actually, because you're doing a bit of work for the Zone on the Callum Smith fight as well.
I'll be around, mate. I'll be around. Listen. I'm a Matchroom guy now. Like I said, I've had so many meetings with different guys, and these are the guys that I trust. So I will do what they tell me to.
We look forward to seeing the journey. Tom, thank you very much for your time.